Hello. Can you guys hear me? I'm not sure. I don't know. Apologies if that was really loud. I just sort of don't adjust the volume for that thing. I really should, but I just don't. It's effort. I've been busy. Okay, I've been busy. I apologize. I didn't think it was that loud when I made that, but after reviewing it, it did turn out to be that loud. But I just uploaded it to that anyway because I just, yeah. I don't really have a point in having that stream starting soon thing, considering how after a minute of playing it, I'll just start anyway. Oh, it gives me an extra minute. Who cares? But yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. It is Friday, the 24th, which means new Bring Me the Horizon album, new South Park special, and that's mainly it. There's nothing really important going on. So yeah. Let's talk about some horror stuff. Weekly horror bi-weekly horror live stream, because there's 2 per week now. Yeah. Bi-weekly horror live stream time. Yeah. Something. But yeah, so yeah, we've had a bit of horror news recently. I saw the plot synopsis for Venom 3 earlier. It looks terrible. Venom 3 sounds horrid. But yeah, we have gotten a fair bit of horror news today and on the channel because I don't really cover horror news at this point. I mainly just do reviews at the moment. I will do some more horror news at some point, but at the moment it's just only reviews because I can make those quickly and there's not really competition for them. It's just make it. So I can't wait for Venom 3. Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for it, but the fact that it's literally going to be Venom and Eddie hunting down a 10-year-old Peter Parker kind of threw me off a bit. Especially since apparently Venom's going to give him an allergic reaction and they have to rush him to the hospital. So yeah, that sounds fun. It just sounds a bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds very dumb. But speaking of very dumb things that probably shouldn't be brought back, we have My Bloody Valentine. No? No? Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so basically, Blumhouse is apparently bringing back My Bloody Valentine. Which, you know, can be good. But it can also be horrible. Because, you know... Oh, there we go. Back to normal. Whew. Thought it was just gonna... But never mind, they're back. What's Venom 3 going to be about? A lot of very weird things. If you want to see like a full plot breakdown thing, I recommend going to 3C Films channel and checking it out because he actually was the one who revealed the. And yeah, so go to 3C Films, check out that video. It's his most recent video, and you'll be able to see it just because that is where it was revealed. Yeah, 3C Films, he'll show it. But basically, Eddie Brock's going to be trying to find Peter Parker. And then Toxin comes with a bunch of other symbiotes, and then there's these guys in like metal costumes that try and kill them, basically. But yeah, also talking about things which probably are going to be bad, but I'm slightly excited for because, you know, just how goofy they usually are. A Piglet horror movie, a standalone Piglet horror movie. No joke. This movie is a new horror movie about Piglet. So, this is the synopsis of the movie. Deep in the remote, I can't pronounce that word, something hills lives Piglet, the son of a once industrious butcher. Okay, so it's not a pig, it's the guy. That's nice. Taylor Swift is going to be in the MCU. Yeah, I saw that. I don't even know what she's going to be, because there's a lot of rumors saying she's going to be Dazzler in Deadpool and Wolverine, which I prefer as like a cameo than they kill her, because that will annoy the Swifties, aka the most toxic fan base on the face of the planet, besides Star Wars. But yeah, I mean, I don't really. I'm not the biggest fan of Taylor Swift, to be honest. It's probably because I'm a metalhead and her music is all just woohoo, girly pop. Yeah, she's gonna be in that like Scarlett Johansson made show, isn't it? Like it's gonna be like a show that Scarlett Johansson's directing or writing or whatever. Oh no, not very interested. That seems pretty bad. Marvel has very much fallen down in quality recently, and I don't think they're going to be able to come back. I don't have my other glasses, so I'll put on my old ones. They're a bit wonky though, but this will help me see the comments a bit better. Got to clean that. Yeah. Ignore this. You can see a bit more. Oh, that's fun. There we go. I can see now. But yeah. Yeah, I just don't know about Taylor Swift being in the MCU. You don't know that, because if she's not Dazzler, then it's not going to come out this year. That means it could come out like 2026, and that could be before GTA 6, because that's coming out like 2025 apparently. I don't believe that though. They're probably going to delay it another year, which is good, because I'll finally be 18 then, and I can actually buy it. I shouldn't have thrown those. Those are actually my glasses. I shouldn't throw those, but oh well. But yeah, so season 2 of Monarch, isn't that fun? You know, Monarch Legacy of Monsters or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, they're making a season 2, which is apparently going to be bigger and going to have King Kong in it. So you get to see those hairy cheeks for longer, and you get to see a big monkey destroying things. Isn't that cool? But yeah, just had to get that out of the way because I wanted to make that joke. Anyway, I don't know about that. The people who say it's bad clearly don't enjoy fun movies, because, well, Godzilla X Kong was such a good and fun, like, comic-y, like, goofy Godzilla and Kong movie, whereas Godzilla X Kong, it was just, I mean, Godzilla vs. Kong, it was just a bit boring. The final fight was just dull. Yeah, the dumbness is what I like about it, okay? And as I said before, you get to see the hairy cheeks for way longer in this one than you did in Godzilla and versus Kong. I keep saying X instead of versus. Moving on. Settled that debate quickly. My best answer, you get to see hairy cheeks. So yeah, moving on. So, Boy Kills World, aka the Bill Skarsgård movie, where he's just John Wick, but deaf. Yeah, it's coming out this week. Next week. I meant next week. And I am so excited because I can finally watch the movie now, because it's not going to be in cinemas, because it's like an 18 in the UK. And I can't just walk in there and be like, yeah, I'm 18. Let me in the movie. Sadly, that doesn't work. But yeah, moving on. No, there we go. Yeah, thanks for coming and stream. And no, in the UK, you can't go to 18 plus movies if you're not over 18. I thought that'd be pretty obvious. But No, guidelines here are way stricter than in the UK. Well, John Wick 4 was a 15 here in the UK. It wasn't like a 12 or a like someone else. It was a like 50, wasn't 18. So yeah. No, they will not. They won't let you in at all. No, they'll just say basically they're just Jobsworths. They will hold the tiniest bit of power that they have in their pathetic lives and just go, "You're not 18. You're not coming in. Piss off," or something. Yeah, some of them are quite rude about it. I literally have a whole video where I basically just moan about how I just wasn't let into a movie because it was an 18, even though I was invited by the writer. But oh well, that sucks. But yeah, moving on. The Strangers, Chapter 1 is a surprisingly bad movie. I've still not seen it though because I've heard it was really bad and I just don't want to watch a bad movie. But yeah. No, literally, they are kind of, what's the word that I want to use here? Really dumb. So, with guidelines, you can have a movie where, like Saltburn, for example, where it literally ends with a guy flashing his penis on the screen. But then you can have a movie such as, like, I don't know, I guess Boy Kills World. That's an 18, but Saltburn's a 15. It's ridiculous. I could have seen Saltburn in cinemas. Which, no, I didn't. I watched it when it came to streaming, but still, I could have seen it in cinemas. Probably should have. I like that movie. But yeah, moving on. New Longlegs trailer. It looks awesome. Loving Nicolas Cage. Great guy. Great actor. I'm addicted to Nicolas Cage movies at this point. I watched way too many Nicolas Cage movies, and I'm excited for this new one. Longlegs, he's literally playing a serial killer. What's a better role for Nicolas Cage than a serial killer? He's played vampires twice. He's played a surfer. He's played a retired dad. He played Ghost Rider twice. I think it's time for a serial killer. I also play the guy who robs cars from people, but I'm not going to talk. We don't talk about that one, okay? Because it's not really horror adjacent. It's an action movie. But yeah, also we got the first looks at Peter Pan in Neverland Nightmare Pooniverse movie thing. I just don't get it. I don't know what they're doing at this point because it just doesn't look good. Like, I'm excited for the movie, of course. Like, it's Peter Pan killing people, and Tinkerbell is addicted to a substance that I can't talk about on YouTube. But it doesn't look like Peter Pan. It just looks like a bloke who has his face messed up. Well, sure, that could work. But why are you trying to call it Peter Pan? It's just weird. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Amazing. Right. But yeah, don't know where they're going with the Pooniverse. It just is so stupid at this point. Why does Peter Pan Joker? And what literally one of the stills that they released for the movie just looks like the Joker. Is no. I don't know why they're like trying to just make so many of them when the most recent ones have failed at the box office. The first one made money because it was a meme. The second one, not so much. But yeah, new Scott Derrickson movie, by the way. He has a movie called The Gorge. And this movie has just been given a PG-13 rating. And it's been given that rating for intense sequences of violence, action, brief, strong language, and some suggestive material and thematic elements. So, you know what that means? It's got some sex. And some violence, but it's got some sex, which is basically every horror movie ever nowadays, and also in the 2000s, because those were all just painful. Anytime I think of a 2000s horror movie, I just think of it like a torture porn movie where they have like 7 shots of a boob in 5 minutes. It's a bit sad. The fact that Hostel was my first horror movie, man. Great time. Don't watch it. Scarred. Scarred for life. But yeah, moving on. A new Insidious movie is also being made. So, the next Insidious movie is releasing in theaters summer 2025. So, of course, last year it was a huge success with Insidious the Red Door, and I thought that was supposed to be the last one besides the Insidious Tale. And, well, no. So, this movie is not Red an Insidious Tale. It is instead something else. So, this movie has no plot description. It has nothing else. It is literally just a release date in the Insidious franchise. It has nothing. Nothing out about this movie. Of course, Thread, An Insidious Tale is going to be starring Kumail Nanjiani and Mandy Moore, but that's all we know about that and a little bit of a plot description. But for this, we have nothing. It's literally just the franchise, and that's it. Yeah. Every single time, especially with something like, I don't know, Halloween Ends specifically, because it literally has ends in the title. Hold on, let me just grab it down here. And yes, I own it. Oh god, I just knocked over half my collection onto the floor. Halloween Ends, yeah, it literally has ends in the title. This ain't the last one. We're literally getting a whole cinematic universe now. All spamming from the first movie, so that's fun. I think I just knocked my mask. Yeah, good enough. But yeah, I just don't understand when they say a franchise is gonna end and then they just go, gotcha. This isn't the ending. This is just the beginning. I didn't know where I was going with that, but it actually sounded alright. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense how they're gonna do all of this. Like, besides a reboot, because you know, that's basically what everything's doing nowadays. We got a reboot of this, a reboot of that, a reboot of this, a reboot of that. It's just over and over and over, and I don't really like it. But apparently, we're getting like a Scream TV series again. I mean, I would have loved another season of the original show, but we're apparently getting a continuation of a book being written by Beyond the Mask, so that's interesting, I guess. But yeah. Are we talking about the American one or the Japanese one? Because I do prefer the Japanese one. It's a bit more intense and actually like scary. The American one's a bit more goofy. I won't lie. They do kind of have to like dull it down a bit for like Western audiences. Yeah. Isn't that the one which was parodied in Scary Movie 4 where like she takes care of this? No, I'm not talking about The Ring. I'm just talking about Scary Movie 4, where she like runs over her nephew and says she's flying down the road. God, I love those movies. Yeah, I tried to make my dad watch one of them the other day, and he got about 2 minutes into it. Then he was just like, "I can't watch this," and then he left. He watched 2 minutes. That's more than I would have watched at the age of 9 because I didn't like horror movies. And if the movie was called Scary Movie, I would have thought it was like the most scary thing ever. But yeah, moving on. Yeah. That is a good movie, I must say. Wreck. Fun story about Wreck, which is also kind of a similar story with Game of Thrones, which don't watch the last season of because it ruins everything. But basically, when I was like 12, I think I was, and I was in I think it was like IT or something, and I was just sat there, and then my like teacher was walking in front of me, and he went, "You do horror movies and stuff, right?" And I went, "Yeah." And he went, "You should watch Rec," because of course I was in Spain at the point. It's a Spanish horror movie. And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the one where it's the reporter. She goes around." And he was like, "Oh, you've seen it?" I was like, "Maybe." But thing is, they were on Disney Plus in Spain. Weirdest thing ever. I never expected them to be on Disney Plus, but they were. Weirdest place for Rec to be. I gotta say, Disney Plus had the worst selection of horror movies in the existence of the ever known universe. Like, at least Netflix has that bad Texas Chainsaw sequel from 2023 where, yeah. It ruins everything. Like, it just, like, they build up to such a climactic ending, and then you just go, so yeah, this person's just gonna blow up everything with the. Wait, I won't spoil it then. Won't spoil it then. Not worth watching that. I've got to watch some other shows though. I spend most of my time studying and watching movies. I've got like a list of TV shows that I need to watch. I got to finish off The Walking Dead. I'm on like season 10. I want to say. I think it's the one before the last season, so I'm getting there. I finished 100. That was like some weird fever dream the last season, and then I gotta watch Peaky Blinders at some point. Yeah, it is really good. I just don't understand the fact that they end off the main show and then they make like 7 spin-offs to it. And it's just like, why not just end it all there? It's been like 20 years. Yeah, Daredevil's pretty good, but like I don't think they're gonna top the original like 3 seasons that were on Netflix with the Disney Plus one. Like sure it's rated TVMA, but that's literally just it's just like what, PG-13 for the TV? Ooh, scary. Why did they kill Coral? Yeah. The way Coral instead of Carl is the funniest thing ever. It's just so like weird and goofy, and I love it. Smallville's my favorite show. You should watch it. I've tried to, but I'm kind of watching Superman and Lois at the moment. Haven't gotten around to Smallville, but I'm watching Superman and Lois. That's really good. Waiting for the final season. I finished off the Flash. That was pretty bad in the last few seasons. Last episode was pretty good, I must say. Like I used to watch the Flash with my dad. I think it was my dad, and then it just kind of just like ruined. What, Walking Dead? Yeah, it does. I think we were talking about Flash. And I was going to be like, I didn't think that had 10 seasons unless they just put out a new one. Because if so, I was going to say it definitely does not get good in season 7. But I think that's it ends with like a lightsaber battle. I think it is. Like Reverse Flash comes and they have a lightsaber battle with Godspeed. Weirdest thing ever. That show is also a weird fever dream. And speaking of that, that's what my friend referred to when I saw the picture today. So, I was basically just like in a maths thing because I got like a 2-hour maths revision thing at school today because it was just basically my final maths exams in like the next 2 weeks, and at the end of it I'm just sort of joking around with my friends. I told one of them, what if we get with the teacher? So at the end of class I go up to him and go, "Sir, can I take a selfie with you?" And he says yes. So I've now got a selfie with my maths teacher where we're both doing like the metal devil thing, and then we just just stood next to each other. It's amazing. And then my friend this is just a weird fever dream because like 3 of us got a selfie with him. Smallville 7 to 10 is what I thought. Oh, all right, yeah. Smallville's so good that I went from a Batman fan. Oh, so you went from a Batman fan to a Superman fan? Yeah, makes sense. I haven't watched all of it. It seems long, and like shows that are over like 10 seasons, such as The Walking Dead, take me at least a year to watch because I'm busy doing other stuff. But yeah, I don't know, I'm still a Batman fan. I didn't think The Batman was like the greatest movie ever though. Like that movie is so overrated. It's like 3 hours long and half of it is him just staring off of a building. Like the Riddler, Jeffrey Dahmer, he's not even the Riddler. Like, oh, he sends some cryptic clues. So he's a Zodiac killer. Ooh. I just thought that Robin Pattinson's Batman was just a bit boring. Like, probably the most overrated movie of the past, like, 5 years, besides what else has come out in the last 5 years that's overrated. See, my answer to that is, well, I don't have an answer to that. I just don't sit in. Well, I do sit in my room all day, but I'm either studying or blaring like Slipknot. Yeah, that I can agree with. It's just weird. Like my friend really likes it. Shout out to Zeke, but that's mainly because he's a Mario fan. I kind of like the old one. I think it's so bad that it's good. I think it's goofy. He absolutely despises it. So anytime he's talking about Mario, I'll bring up the 90s movie just to annoy him. It really annoys him. He'll just go, we don't talk about that. So I keep talking about it. Yeah, it's a great time. Speaking of which, just for the like little channel thing here, I have 2 DVDs which should be like coming to like open up on the channel. One of them is a movie which not a lot of people probably watch if they aren't probably over the age of 16 or are not extremely mature, like extremely mature because so yeah, I got Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 pre-ordered for the DVD. I got that coming. That comes out on my birthday, July 1st, so if it comes the same day, that'll be great. But I also got Saltburn on DVD. The moment that comes out for pre-order, I'm buying it. The moment that comes out for pre-order, I'm going to get it. You should do for your favorite movie of each year. That's a pretty good idea, but I'm very bad at remembering things. So I'll just list them off now. Like I'll just look up like movies 2021, 2022, 2023, 2018, things like that. Or that was the weirdest order of years I've ever said. I went from like 2020 to 2023 all the way back to 2018. Oh, such a better time. But yeah. Let's see. Movies 2023. Let's have a look. I've listed I'm waiting to make a vid on it. Yeah, I mean, I'll maybe do a video like that in like, I don't know, a while if I run out of ideas. Because at the moment I have like a load of videos that I just have scripts written out for, and I kind of want to like get rid of those first and then move on to other stuff. Because like I've got a video about some cancelled movies and some franchises that I like. Some other stuff as well. I was going to do a video about the movies that I liked which came out last year, but then like I realized it was way too late in the year. So, if we're talking about movies that I liked that came out last year, all right. Let's get this over with. Number 1, I'll put Oppenheimer just because that was probably like my favorite movie of a very long time, and I went to see it in cinema. Oh, peak cinema. Number 2, I'm gonna go Saltburn, but not for the reason people will expect, it's because I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. And then number 3, I'm putting Godzilla -1 because like that movie was awesome. So yeah, let's have a look at 2022 movie. Have a quick gander, and then I'll figure out what one I'd say was the best one because I can barely remember movies that came out in the years. Oh, I did like Bullet Train. That came out in 2022. Yeah, Bullet Train came out. Barbarian. Ooh, Barbarian was pretty good. As I said, I think both the Batman and Top Gun Maverick are extremely overrated. So yeah. Number 1 movie of 2022, I'll put Everything Everywhere All at Once. Number 2, I will put Barbarian. Number 3, I will put Jordan Peele's Nope, because that was really good. See, I couldn't do that, because all the sad movies that I've seen are all, like, dog movies, such as Hachiko and things like that, and then I just get really sad, because it always ends with, like, the dog dying or something. And then I just get like really sad, or it ends with like the dog returning to its owner after being lost for like 7 years. And then I'll just like start crying enough. I can't do sad movies. Horror movies is where it's at, man. Don't have to cry, you just have to sit there and watch a bunch of people getting murdered. Saddest movie I've seen is The Green Mile. Yeah, that is a really sad movie. I do have that. Second is Iron Claw. Yeah, I don't know about that being like second, but I'd say it's somewhere there. But I have seen sadder movies if you're taking in like subject matter and everything. Those will not be named though, because I may maybe make a video at some point about that in like I don't know, a month or so, because I've got. Let me have a look. Let me see how many. I have an app which tells me how many videos I've got ready just to like upload whenever. Toxic Avenger, Friday the 13th, Funny Games, Paul, Stan Helsing, Horror DVD. Yeah, I've got about 6 videos that I've got to come out over the next few weeks. So yeah, that's good. Is that a question? I did just yeah. Okay, it was mainly once, and that was this film, and it was actually in school, so it was even worse. They put on the film, which was like an adaptation of the legend Hachiko from Japan, and it literally ends with the dog just lying there for like 2-3 years, starving itself, waiting for the owner who died every day, and then I just couldn't take it. I've fallen asleep during a movie before, but that was also at school. That was during like some documentary, and then I just fell asleep and just put my head down on the desk. And then I woke up and everyone was stood around me. I think they thought that I passed out or something, but yeah, I was literally just lying there with my head on the desk asleep. And I was like, no, I wasn't asleep. I was really focused on something. The desk. Almost fell asleep for Ant-Man Quantumania. Yeah, that's what my sister probably would have done with Oppenheimer. That's why she wasn't taken with when we went to watch it. But I don't think that's like the worst movie out there. I can think of like 5 worst movies off the top of my head. I'm not going to though, because that's effort. But yeah. Oh, here's one right here. Here's a worst one. Stan Helsing. Got to shove that in here. Shove that back there to never be remembered again. Polar Express for Christmas at school. I haven't watched that movie in about. Jesus Christ. I can't even remember how long it's been since I watched it. I remember watching it when I was like 7. That was about 8 years ago. I haven't watched that movie for 8 years. Jesus Christ. Quantumania truly offended me, yeah. It offended a lot of people. I did like oh my god, I've forgotten the name. Catherine Newton in that movie though, she was good. Best part of the movie. I thought Jonathan Majors was pretty good in it, but you know, can't really compliment him at the moment. But yeah, that's fun. I do think that some of the worst movies that I've watched more recently, you got what's it? Jason Goes to Hell the Final Friday. What else is there? There's Toxic Avenger 4. I have to rewatch that because I'm reviewing all of those soon. I have seen it before though. I watched that for a different video on my latest channel. Yeah. MODOK is one of my favourite characters in the comics and they ruined him. I mean, it's MODOK. Do you not expect him to look goofy, at least? Like, sure, I kind of wanted it to just be the floating head thing, but they kind of had something going. It just wasn't a good thing that they had going, but they had something going. Gotta give them credit for that. They had something going. Let them have it. But yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, new South Park special today called The End of Obesity. Gonna watch that on Sunday with my friend. Maybe I'll review it. Maybe. Depends on if it's good. But if no one's ever noticed, I do have a Lego figure of Eric Cartman in the background. See any similarities here? We're both fat, but yeah. Moving on. No, Malik is cool, and they made him a stem. That's nice. Yeah. I don't know about MODOK being cool. He's he's basically like a giant floating head. He's literally just a giant floating head. There's nothing else about him. He's just a head. Like if I literally just got really low in my chair and then just went, look, oh, it's me. It's MODOK. Look, I've got my little hands here. Ow! Not my knee on the desk. I've lost my. Oh well. My bad spell. It doesn't matter. I'm a good reader. Yeah. It's fine. I can't spell in French, so we're on the same level. Because I had my French writing exam today, and that was horrendous. Like it sucked. I think I fell asleep. Maybe I may have just went like this and just put my hands over my head and just made it look like I was concentrating a lot, but in reality, I was just going to sleep. That's what I do in exams that I don't like. I'll just go like this, put my hands like this over my eyes because of course I have glasses. But I take off the glasses, I put them there, so like they push into my face. And I just go like that, and I just like put my head down and like I'm just like this. I look like I'm reading it. I'm concentrating. Now I'm just asleep. What's your favorite video game movie? Mine's Detective Pikachu. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and it got me into Pokemon. It's a good movie. I mean, I was a huge Pokemon fan. I kind of stopped because may be a reason which I'll disclose just later at some point when I'm done with school and everything. But yeah, I do like that one. I am kind of a fan of the Mario movie, but mine's not a movie. But I really like Fallout. I think it's really good. So yeah, there's that for the lore. Shay Rant's lore. But yeah. I do think that Detective Pikachu is a pretty good movie. I may or may not have put a clip of it on in the middle of class the other day by accident. when I was with my friend, and because his handwriting's not very good, he gets to use a laptop, and then we were watching Detective Pikachu on him, and then we turned the volume on by accident. But yeah, just gonna ignore that. So yeah, that's fun. Resident Evil was cool, but the sequels were hell to watch all of them. I don't think the sequels are that bad. No, they aren't that bad. They're a bit dumb and goofy, but like you kind of get into the. It's funny how like the director of them always put his wife as the main character. Like if you look at it, Mila Jovovich, she's the main character in all of them. Like she's the actress for the main character in all of them. Her husband is always the director for movies that she stars in. I'm just saying, I'm not implying anything. I'm just saying. You may have just put her in the movie. Afterlife and Retribution with brain rot. You see, I actually saw something that was utter brain rot today. It was a person singing something. I was just scrolling through YouTube Shorts occasionally, like I randomly do, about once in the day. And this guy was just singing the song from Stranger Things, but he was talking about avocados. That's brain rot right there. It's nice. No, I wasn't the Mila Jovovich kind of person, I have standards. You see, you just need to go watch one of the original Transformers movies and you'll see what I'm talking about. But figure that out from there. But yeah, I don't think there's really been that much more horror news that I can really talk about. Let me have one last quick check of bloody disgusting. Sadie Sink in a thriller, who cares? Yeah, I'm not really that big of a fan. They clearly don't use Google that much because they can just Google it up and it will just show MGK. So unless you're MGK in disguise and you have a full body blackout tattoo, I don't. I think they can figure that out pretty quickly. Yeah. But yeah, let's see this. Where's the Oh yeah, I forgot to say I wanted to talk about this. So Knives Out 3 is coming to Netflix in 2025. And it's called Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, which is kind of a weird name, but here's what basically happened. So, of course, Daniel Craig is going to come back and play Benoit Blanc again, which is good. I loved him in those movies. Like after James Bond, that was a good franchise for him. I'm pretty sure this will be his last one, probably though. So he put. Ryan Johnson tweeted, "I love everything about whodunits, but one of the things I love is how malleable the genre is. There's a whole tonal spectrum from Carr to Christine, and getting to explore that range is one of the most exciting things about making Benoit Blanc movies. We're moving production on the third one, and I'm very excited to share the title, which gives a little hint of where it's going. And then the title is Wake Up Dead Man. So I'm guessing that it's just going to be a movie where a guy dies and then they come back. So basically, it's The Haunting in Venice, but probably not in Venice. If it's in Venice, then we know they're copying Agatha Christie at this point. I don't know what I was saying there. That was like a weird stutter mixed with a I don't know, word scramble. But yeah, that's probably gonna be it for this live stream. Thank you for coming out and watching the live stream. I'm gonna go because I'm tired. Yeah, I've had a very long day. I had exams and all of that, which was like a whole thing. But Thank you for coming out to the live stream. New video comes out tomorrow. Toxic Avenger review. So yeah, until then, bye-bye.